This is part 2 in a mini video series that I'm doing. I'll link part 1 above this video so that you can sort of see the context if you want to. But basically what we're doing is we're looking at a situation that happened in my life recently, and then we're pulling it apart to mine it for lessons. So short backstory is a couple who are in my extended family recently bought a new home, their first home, and the real estate behaved badly. He took videos of them, shared it all over social media, bragged about his sale without even asking their permission. And they were very uncomfortable about it. As they were telling me the story, it was very, very awkward, right? And they just didn't feel like they could do anything about it, but they really didn't like that he had violated their sort of precious moment of moving into a house and like making it all about him when it was really all about them. So in this video, this is part 2 of 3. I have, yes, fingers, 2, 3. We're going to look at it from the perspective. In video 1, we talked about what happens when you're the person, as I was, who witnesses this, some kind of injustice happen to somebody else, right? In this video, we're going to talk about what happens when somebody makes you feel awkward, when you're the one who has had some kind of sacred moment or boundary violated, right? So this could happen in any number of situations. But all you're looking for is a situation where, and it doesn't need to be a big, scary assault. These sorts of things happen. And I wouldn't even recommend, for the sake of this video, that you focus on a big, scary assault because it's probably too big for your system to sort of take in. But there are situations for a lot of us where small people cross the line too often. They say something inappropriate. They don't treat our body the way that we'd like. They don't talk to us in a way that's honoring. Anytime you felt awkward and somebody has said or done something that doesn't make you feel safe, then you've had a boundary crossed, right? Now, unfortunately, many of you who watch this will be in the same boat that I was, of we were taught to be good girls or good boys who don't express our anger and who just smile and nod and grin and bear it and put up with it, instead of allowing ourselves to use our life force energy, this thing that we call anger, to go, no, that is not okay with me. No, don't touch me like that. No, don't talk to me like that. No, don't treat me like that. No, you can't share that video or that photo on your social media. Take it down. A lot of us did not learn how to express our anger, and access to that anger is what's needed. Ability to express it, but also to like know how to work with that energy is needed in order to have the energy to hold the boundary, to go, no, that's not okay with me. Instead of letting people walk all over you, walk all over us. Now, if you're great with your boundaries, you've probably clicked off this video already, but maybe there'll be somebody else that you know that's struggling with it. We have to feel, in order to be able to hold our boundary or like reinforce it when somebody has sort of stepped over it, whether they meant to or not. A lot of people don't mean to cause harm. They just haven't thought about the impact that their behaviors could have on somebody else. Most of us aren't walking around trying to harm each other. We just do it accidentally. But if you don't have access to sufficient anger, if you don't feel safe to be able to express that boundary, then people are going to walk all over you. Now, if you watch the last video, you'll know that this young couple didn't really feel comfortable contacting the real estate agent and saying, mate, that's shit, take the video down. Even though that's what they were saying in conversations with us of like, ugh, yuck, right? But they didn't feel safe enough to be able to then communicate that to the person who had walked all over the boundary, right? And you might be in that situation, and that's okay. There's no judgment here. This video is not about saying you must find your anger and you must reinforce your boundaries, because maybe you can't. For years and years and years and years, I couldn't access my anger. It was so shut down. Here's what you can do. You can start tapping. If you know how to do any version of tapping that you like, if you don't know how to do tapping, you can learn it with me. I'll put a link in the description. Any version of tapping. Just take any version of tapping and notice how you feel about the boundary being violated, whatever the context was, and just start tapping. Yeah? Tap until you feel better. The idea is, again, like I said in the last video, it's not to like get rid of the anger so then the situation is resolved. It's for you to feel better. And even if you don't change anything about this current situation, maybe the next time you'll feel a little bit safer to go, hey mate, that's not okay with me. Nope, I don't want to put up with that. Or to just walk away from a situation that you don't like instead of sitting there and, you know, putting up with it. The whole point of tapping is really two things. One, to feel better, which comes from the stress reduction, which is the most talked about aspect of tapping in the published literature. And to start to shift these patterns so that you can show up differently in your relationships moving forward. So hopefully that helps. If you've got any questions about that, pop them in the comments. I read all my comments. Please know that if you're being treated any version of badly in any situation by anyone, that you deserve better. And the way that you get to that place of really believing that is by noticing each time that someone treats you badly and just taking 5 minutes, whether you get to do it walking around, in the bush or on the grass with bare feet, like I do a lot, or you have to like disappear to a toilet cubicle and say all the words silently inside your head so nobody hears you. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Just take 5 minutes to like meet the part of you that's feeling like crap because somebody didn't treat your precious heart the way that you deserve to be treated. You get there. You get to a better, more empowered, more self-loving place when you take a little bit of time regularly over time to go, hey me, hey precious body, hey precious heart, that was not cool how that person treated me and I'm not okay with it. And I'm just going to take 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes to just be with a part of me through tapping, to be with a part of me that is like, this fucking sucks. And then you can go back to the rest of your day and you just shift it a little tiny bit at a time. And I promise your life will get exponentially so much better than you could have previously imagined.